stronger than the boys. Back again to continue in this lovely house for Anne, the widow, who is wheelchair bound and who has kids and grandkids who come visit. Hopefully, I mean, if you've been watching the series, you already know all this stuff, but just a reminder, and for those who may have stumbled on this for whatever reason. So we're partly done, and I'm seriously liking the coherence, if I can use a fancy word, between the living room and the kitchen now. And I remembered that I stuck all this pink stuff in here, which I really liked, but I guess it's for a different house because it's not for this house. So, it's a shame there's only one children's room. How many children do you want? Geesh. Go away, Johnsons. Oh, those people just kind of really drive me around the bend. So I went online. I also want to, I think, change this thing out. I went online and I found what I think will be a nice image to put on the wall. I'm not going to use that one. But where's the one I found? So there is this lovely, which is just a very simple watercolor, which I think is really, really nice. So that is one thing. But then also I found, and it's not in this one, it is in, I think I put it in my flowers one. What I really liked was, oh, yeah, there's this bird and flowers. So you see how you've got your colors that go together here. And then there was also one other which I really liked, which is this one. But this one is actually from a sympathy card, and so I would need to remove the writing that's on there. So sometimes, oh, what is this one? That's really pretty. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's tiny. I don't want a tiny one. You have to, like, the size of this stuff is kind of weird sometimes. Let's see. Let's just see for laughs and giggles what this would look like. See, that's very bright and vibrant. It doesn't continue the watercolor, though, is the only thing. Like, the colors go, but do you see, like, we're doing the hand-drawn sort of art, and so I don't really want photographs, honestly. And I'm actually going to get rid of it in my gallery because your gallery ends up with a lot of stuff in it. Like this one, if I'm not using this, I'm going to get rid of it. And I want you guys will be like seeing stuff that I use in my other ones. So this being a bird with the same colors, I'm kind of leaning towards this one for this wall. And I want to make it nice and big. Let's see. Is that too big? Big giant bird. I do want it big. I don't want it like too big, but that's actually pretty neat, I think. Let's just see again what this looks like. Trying to get that kind of centered. See, there we go. Now, see how if you stand back, I'm kind of getting on the kids' furniture here, but if you stand back, do you see the coherence with this? It just, meaning it fits together, even though these are two separate rooms and they're separated by quite a number of feet or meters if you happen to use meters. But it's like the birds on the right are almost like that one bird is almost looking towards this bird on the left. I really like that. I think that works very well. And then when you come here, you see how you have this frame? This is what I strive for in my work, is to, and I say work like it's a job. It's not actually a job. I would like to do this. There's a thing called ArcViz, which is architectural visualization. And it means basically, instead of people buying things and then going, ugh, I hate this, now what people are doing are modeling it in 3D, in 2D and 3D, but usually 3D, sometimes even VR, and you can see exactly what it'll look like before you invested any money. So the only money you're investing is in the time it takes to render it. So it's basically computer generated, and it looks photorealistic. If you guys haven't seen this, it is amazing. It is really amazing. And that I would really like to do. This is sort of practice for that, and that's why I'm doing all of this work and I'm videoing and I'm doing all of this, because eventually I want to do a portfolio in the actual ArcViz. That's going to be a little more involved, but this gives me practice playing with things and playing with money that is, my money, but not really. So I really like this. I think this is I like this. I like it a lot. And I'm not actually framing any of these things like in frames. I'm just doing the images. See how nice this is? It just has a nice framing. My husband, being a videographer, and he's interested in doing like documentaries and things. He loves documentaries. Well, so do I. He's taught me to look for framing in film, in TV, and things like that, and in interior design. So if you notice, when I take my screenshots, I try to frame things. I try not to have it like, okay, sitting off this way, or you see how this is unbalanced? You don't really see the room. This is too far away. It's like it's too far away for the room. So finding all of those things, and the lighting. The lighting is very important. I have not done the lighting yet. This is temporary lighting. I do like the little lamps. And this surprisingly worked out well. So those are the kind of things that you look at. And this, I like this, but I don't want the pink color anymore. Let's go find that. I think it's a seat is what they call it. Yep, Embro seat. And let's see, I could do the grassy now. We could do it. We could do cedar with grassy. That could work. I don't know if the blue is going to be the right blue. It's kind of nice, but it doesn't match the turquoise over there, you see. So if I were just looking from this way, I'd go, oh, blue, that's nice. I could also just go for, like a... Why does it look shiny? It looks like it's made of cheap vinyl when it's shiny like that. I could also go for like a beige color to sort of pick up the yellow, and that looks rather nice because, again, I don't want to overwhelm everything. So see, like if you come over here and look at this next to it, this is rather nice because it's kind of in the same family, but not overwhelming. I think I kind of like this, that sort of creamy yellow kind of color. I kind of like that. And then we need a couple of chairs. We need actual chairs now. So let's see what sort of chairs. We don't want these types of chairs because even though these are kind of the retro kind of things, it's not really going to go with our interior here. I actually have high chairs now, which is pretty nice. So if they have the little ones here, they're going to need a high chair. So that's a possibility. Oh, game freeze. Even with my computer, because if you look in the description, I'm not actually putting my specs every time. YouTube actually adds that. I could take it out, but it's extra work, so why fool with it? So yeah, there's I have good specs. I have a good computer, and it's still see, I don't know if this is a little bit too. I'm starting to learn Blender. Just starting. And I think they didn't really merge their surfaces very well in this because it looks very 3D printed, so I probably will not be using that. Let's find. So you can even use chairs like this, as long as the seats and things look good, because we're using an outdoor table. So, something like this would actually work. But let's keep looking. sometimes when you make these decisions, as soon as you find it, you just know. You're like, oh, that's it. That's exactly what I need. Like, oh, Lamox chair with patterns. Yeah, the same patterns. Oh my goodness. See, Lamox chair here. So I could go for the same color here, and cedar is a possibility. I mean, this is a possibility, so, but I kind of want something a little more interesting. It's a little plain. Cushion chair. Oh, well, this kind of goes back to what we had before, but now we've got the green. That's actually kind of nice. The only thing I don't really care for is the top part, because it kind of makes it look like we're going for farm decor instead of whatever style this is. And these are farm style. I mean, I'm not dinging them on that. I could just go for the chair spring because it only comes in one color. It comes in this green color. So that kind of would work. But we've got the metal thing going on here. So let's see what else there is. These are nice, but they are so tiny. They're just super duper tiny. So I don't tend to use them much. Let's see here. Get the bar chairs. We get these little chairs. Swivel chairs. May go for one of these kind of chairs. Because some chairs just don't work as a dining chair at all anyway. Like these lounge chairs, you don't want to have those at the dining table because that you like fall asleep in your food or something, you know. Sometimes these work, but it depends on what color, you know. Like some of the browns are kind of weird. It's black. I don't really want to go with black. That's too dark. There's white, which might be too white. Always got that problem. So let's see, gray, dark gray. They're pretty low. It doesn't really fit the style though. No, not really it. Kind of thinking maybe, what about these Adidas? I don't know if you call them. I don't know what you call them. I mean, I could go for, you know, some of these bright colors, but I sort of don't really want to do that. Light colored. And because again, I don't want to overdo everything, you know. There's that. There's also the beige color, which would sort of match that. It's a little overstated though, I think. There is white, but again, now we're ending up with this sort of neon white, so that's too much. The light gray. Some of these colors are just really sort of bizarre. I think I'm going to go for just wood over here, really. Just let's do the cedar. I think that's about the least obnoxious. And these chairs look like they would be lightweight, so if Anne needs to move them around, I think that wouldn't be terribly problematic for her. Let's put an extra one there, because we want to leave room for her. By having a round table, I mean, I know this is supposedly a fictitious person here, but by having a round table, you can move the chairs around however you need to in a way that will allow for, you know, you could bring extra chairs in. You've got this over here where the kids can sit. It's pretty far back though. Let's move this back a little bit more because kids can climb in behind things. So if she has her kids there and their kids, you know, you'd still have plenty of room here. No, I think that looks a little more friendly. Yeah, I'm really liking how this looks. Do you see how there's just this sort of common theme now that goes through everything? So I'm carrying through the cedar over here, and the bird theme and the colors, and they go with this. So each room kind of has its own little personality, but it's connected with the whole. And I like it. Yeah. So I kind of want, I don't know if you guys are sick and tired of seeing this room. Go to another room. We don't want to see this room now. I kind of want to do something like maybe this. That's mint. That's grassy. I could do either one. But I kind of want to do that like here on this. This actually looks really nice. This color. I think, let's see, there's that. And then there's this one. I sort of like the other one better because I don't want to overdo the brightness. Let's see what this looks like. Oh, I think that's kind of neat. And again, I don't want to I don't want to go crazy with like wallpapering everything. And I may not keep this. I may do this is what I do, is just play with it, you know, just kind of play with the idea. No, not the flamethrower. I have burnt up things by accident, so I just emptied my flamethrower. I'm like, no, I'm not playing that game. Is it too much? I don't know. Because I want something here. I'm just not sure what. I kind of like this one. This one's kind of nice. It's just one. I may like do like a couple over here, just in the corner. Because again, I really don't want it to be overwhelming, and I don't want it to look like, I don't want the PowerPoint effect. If you guys know anything about that, it's basically or the word art effect. Somebody discovers, oh, in PowerPoint I can make words fly in, and I can make them swirl, and I can make them explode, and then their PowerPoint presentation just becomes just this garbage dump of every single special effect that you can do, and it just gets over the top. And this is me just playing right here. This is not me like keeping this necessarily. I do like this one. I kind of like that one over there. It's very subtle. It's in the corner. I don't really like these because I think they're a little bit too much. I'm like, yes, let's just put it everywhere. No, we're not going to do that. But I do want to do something, and I'm not entirely sure what. I don't want to do wood paneling. That's gonna make it heavy. I want to keep it light. I mean, there is white grab pansies. I don't know what grab means. That's strange. There is this kind of thing, but these are really big flower patterns. They're really, really big that I kind of don't want to do. Let's see what else there is. I mean, there's zebra wood, which would be sort of interesting as well, which sort of picks up that. But again, I don't want to have too much wood either. Let's see what else there is. I may come back to the zebra wood. I don't want to do stone because that's too heavy. But I may do tiles of some sort. I mean, we could do the light green tiles. I wonder what that would look like. Ah! It's kind of glow in the dark. I think it's a little too much green. No, I don't think I like that. Bye. No. No. See, they look really nice here, and you put them on, and they're just a little over the top. Yes, there is the dark one. I don't really want to go there. There are the cyan, but these are really bright too when you put these on. Woo! So I'm not going for that effect. There is light yellow. There's the brick look. One thing that's very subtle are these concrete ones. Do I want the gray? Let's see what this looks like. That's kind of nicer, I think. Let's see what this looks like. Sometimes I discover things just by doing this, and I go, oh, I don't know, this is probably going to look terrible, and I go, oh, it actually looks really good. Like in the bedroom, I was not expecting to have that bed with the gold. I thought I was going to have the pink one, and then that didn't actually work. Now I don't want to get too many things going here because then it's just going to become, you know, circus time. But let's see. Have to get more paint. Why is it not roll? Okay, really? You're gonna give me a problem with that? There we go. What's it doing? See, if I do this though, if I do this green, then I lose this edging, which I happen to really like that. If you've seen my stuff, you know I really like that. Kind of nice. I'm still trying to decide. I really don't want to overdo this pansies wall panels. I really don't want to go overboard with those because that could become way busy. So I may just go with paint. I may just do, I always like to go with Silver Glacier. That's a nice one. The Forest Mist has the little bit of green in it, so that might be a possibility too. See, there's that subtle that I was talking about. Although now it's a little dull because now I think it kind of needs the green. Maybe, what do I want to do here? What do I want to do? Could do 3. Could do it like that. That's rather interesting. Because I seriously just, I'm like, I don't know what I want to do with this area. Because this color kind of picks up, if you see this sort of gray in this, that's sort of what this color picks up. Again, I don't want it to get too dark. So this may be darker than what I really want it to be. But again, we have to add our lights. And we'll have something like probably a nice clock to go up here. Let's look up a clock and just see what happens with that. Not clock radio, that's not gonna work. I mean, we could go for this one, or we could go just for your plain regular one. Kind of like the gray better. What about a big one? Let's see what it looks like. Yeah, so see, that kind of, you know, does that. Although, in a way, I'd sort of like to have a clock over here. If it would go in the... I kind of have an idea for something I want to do up there. Let's do a medium one. Let's see, where did I put those? Flowers. Let's see, where did I put them? I think they're in the wallpapers, actually. I think I did put them in here. Yeah, so I found this. This is actually on Etsy, so I'm going to credit this so that this person actually gets credit, you know, for these. And, you know, if people like it, they can go and buy it. Can actually go buy it. I think I kind of want to play with that idea of putting that up there. And it may look horrible, and I may take it down. But let's see what it looks like. I really think that custom images really make this game. Well, you know, again, I don't like calling it a game, but I think it makes the designs, honestly. Because when you just use the ones that are in the game, in the store, it gets kind of dull. So, and I don't want these to be too big, so I'm going to try them smaller. So, yeah, so potentially. Now, this may change me having this over here. Because I could put them up there, but I feel like up here, I don't know. Sometimes I do this stuff and I go, oh man, that's just over the top, and I gotta take it down again, but yeah. A little much. Now see, that's kind of nice right there. So let's do these. This is the second one, I think, because the swirls continue from each other. But we want to line this up, you see, with the birds over there. So let's just for giggles see how this looks. I mean, I like it, but I think now it's getting a little heavy-handed. So this may go like over here, you know. I may do them smaller though. Because again, we don't want to go crazy with this stuff. I think I may go with... I don't have enough lights though. I gotta do something about the lighting. These were temporary lights, so let's put a few more. Because otherwise, you see how it changes the color of the paint. So let's go back here and let's do these as smaller ones. Not that small. Like, I don't know, 0.35. It would be top to bottom instead of the other way. If you can get things in 3s or 2s at least, that's always helpful. Yeah, because we kind of need something to balance this TV. And you see how we kind of have a 3 thing going. We've got the little TP thing, little tent. We have the TV, and then we have, I'm getting caught on those things. And then we have these things over here that sort of help balance out the look of the wall. Because otherwise, if we have 2, I mean, you could say, okay, well, you know, you get the table, because now you've got you've got the table and chairs, you got the little toy box, and you get this. Here, you know, we have a little arrangement of things, but, you know, that's for the kids' play and stuff. So I think that looks pretty good. I like that. Again, we want to keep that TV. It seems like the TV is still a little bit high. Let's pull it down, maybe a little more. I don't want the kids messing with it, but at the same time, we don't want it up too terribly high. That's why we bought the big one, the really big one, so that you can see it sitting across the room. Yeah, so I like that. This is pretty good. Again, I don't want to take too much away from the focal point of the backsplash, as I'm calling it. Let's go check and see. Walls, paint. I mean, Forest Mist looks like it's lighter than the Silver Glacier, but let's give this a go anyway. I don't know which one I like better. You can see, if you can see, and of course it depends on your monitor, but if you can see, the Forest Mist does have that little hint of green, but I think I may like this color better. Because I'm trying to stick to the colors in here. Because also I want to do something with this wall over here. My little picture is cockeyed. Let me look it up. There we go. So yeah. So you see, I don't know. This color I'm not as fond of here. Not that I don't like it. It's very, very useful in certain cases, and it works beautifully. And sometimes, yeah, sometimes just white. Oh. This one is Silver Glacier. Somebody in the workshop or somewhere in the discussions, they said, please, can we label? Can we get labels on the paint cans? Because, yeah, you come over here, you go, oh, I don't know which one these were. And it's true. It's definitely true. See, that kind of gives it a little bit of dimension to the wall here instead of just making it a flat surface. I think this. And yeah, I'll live with it and I'll see how I feel about it. Some things I like them instantly and I go, yes, I love that. And other things I go, yeah, I like this. Let's live with it a little while and see what it looks like. So yeah, I think it's starting to shape up a little bit. Yeah, as I say, I don't want to do too much up here, but I think up here what I may do is like put some shelves with what we can pretend are air plants, so she doesn't actually have to water them. That might be a thing. And I think what I want to do too is, yeah, see, I don't want to go too far in here. I want to do something with this wall too. Again, not too much. I may want to put one blue strip down the middle. Let's see what that would look like. Well, it may be two. Oh, see, that's pretty, that's nice and fresh looking, I think. Definitely not, don't want to go overboard with it. Not a thing. I want to do something under the window. Because I think that this lady, if she's exercising her artistic skills in her, she's going to want her house to, she's going to love color, and she's going to want her house to reflect color. So, let's see, walls. These ceramic tiles are the only other blue ones besides these cyan, but I really don't want to do that because they're just so bright. I don't want that bright. I mean, this would be nice, but at the same time, I think it would, I don't know, well, once again, I say this and then I never really know. Because I may actually like it once it gets up here. Or I may go, ooh, I hate this, and I'm going to paint over it. Let's just see. And the reason I'm thinking tiles here is because I know what it's like when you have kids. And they can make a mess. And, well, it's actually not bad. I think that's not bad. So again, don't judge ahead of time, right? Let's see what happens if we add a little color. So I really want to keep this in the subtleties, not too crazy. But you see, this is how you can kind of define a room as well, is by color like this. So this way you have sort of invisible walls. May want to do, or because this is also gray, do I want to do that? So you see how now we have kind of this visual thing. I'm going to play with this right here, and I may hate it. Oh, the game is like, no, no, don't do it, don't do it. I can always paint it back. I can paint it white if I hate it. Let's see. Oh my goodness, that almost missed. Ah! Why are you doing that? I never selected the picture. Oh my gosh, the game is starting to take on a life of its own. What do you think about that? I think that's rather interesting. It's different. Different can be good. Different can be horrible. Do I want to do that? I don't know. Let's see. Do I want to make one more on the corner? Because I like to make these sort of columns. That's kind of neat. I think I kind of do like that. I think this here. possibly this. Just trying to visually divide the room without putting too many rugs and things. Although I was really surprised to find that some of the wheelchair interiors, they actually had rugs. So this lady who was talking about no rugs and things, they do actually have rugs. I think it depends on the rug, but I'm liking how this is coming together though. And I judged too soon. I thought, oh, that's going to look tacky, but actually I really kind of like that. I think that gives it a cheerfulness to sit at the table, and here you get to sit and, you know, you can see these little birds, and I think that's rather nice. I may use some of these tiles in the kitchen. Undecided. Let's see, let's put those down. Like, do I want to use them as a backsplash here? Do I want to use it up here? Let's just see, for giggles. Like, is it going to be too much? Is it going to go, oh my gosh, it's over the top? Again, I can just paint over it, so. Does it go too crazy? Does it make it too busy? Maybe. What do we have here? We have our silver glacier. Which is quite nice with the picture. And yes, I've just wasted some of my tiles. I could do tiles just behind the stove. Now I'm not really liking my little flowers over here. No. I sort of like this, and I'm sort of undecided. I'm kind of like, is it much? That I do like. This, not so convinced. I may just go for some like white. Let's see. Like the white bricks, they work well. What might work quite nicely are these hexagon mosaics. And I don't know, do I want the ones that have like silver glacier on part of them or just the tiles? Because this way you get a little bit of interest without it going too crazy. So let's just see what that looks like. That's kind of nice. It's not too look at me. I'm gonna need a hood for this stove. Let me try this. Yeah. So you see you get a little bit of pattern. I don't know if I want too much though. Is the only thing. I really kind of don't want to go too far with that. Because again, you're going to have an awful lot. It's basically you're looking at what draws the eye. And if you've got too many patterns going on, sometimes that works for like one bohemian type interiors where it's just a lot of stuff. It's a lot of clutter and a lot of designs and colors and, you know, or maybe Moroccan type interiors and things. But when you do something like this, you don't want to go bananas with it because it will just be overwhelming. And there's like too many things to look at. Like you go into a fast food restaurant and they have a menu that has 45 items on it, and they're going, "Can I take your order?" And you're like, yeah, let me look over this menu. Get back with me in an hour and a half, because there's just so much. There's so much on the menu that you just don't even know what you're looking at. So I think that's probably all that I want to do with tiles there. This is why I go stick stuff outside. Otherwise I'm going to be tripping on them. Probably. Well, I'm almost done with my white paint here, huh? Yep. I got Silver Glacier in that corner over there. Now it looks lopsided. Well, this is why I kept the things, but yeah, see, there's no way to really line this up. I just can't line it up. It's gonna have to be sort of asymmetrical. I guess I'm gonna have to put that. I think I still have some. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna put it back. All right. While I'm thinking of it, I'm gonna do a hood, and we have these lovely workshop items which are just fantastic. Oh, you know what? We don't have a cooktop, so we actually have what is it? Induction, I think. This one that has its own built-in sort of hood thing. If I can get it to go on here. Oh, geez. Well, that kind of works. What do you think? I think that works. Yeah, I'm liking that. Oh, thank you to the creator of the induction cooktop with the built-in fan, because that works pretty nice. Pretty nice. Okay. Yeah. And I'm liking this dining area. It looks much nicer now, I think, than before. Maybe I want to do this one. Again, sort of defining the area. This is just awkward. It's really awkward because you got one there and you got two over here. So if I do 1 and 1, then it's a little bit awkward, and if I do 1 and 2, it's also awkward, and so it's just a no-win situation really with either of those. And I don't think I want to put the tiles up top. I should probably just carry this blue into the other room, but I may use it again in the bedroom. Come on. Because again, I want to avoid some of the, like, the overabundance of pattern, but I think that carries the blue up to the top without adding more pattern. I think that's a really pleasant little dining area. Probably add some sort of light besides just the halogen lamps. Let's see if we have. I wonder about these little guys. They have blue. Those look good? I don't know. They might look stupid. I mean, that kind of looks neat. It's nice once it gets turned on. Can do the rainbow little thing. That's very kid-like. There is blue. It's not the right blue, so that's not going to work. Ceiling. Could do these little chandelier with the tulips, but sometimes this really ends up super bright. Let's see what it looks like with the cedar. Oh, this might look too old-fashioned. You know what I mean? Oh, you see what I mean? Suddenly it looks like an interrogation room. I don't like that. No, I just wish it weren't quite so bright. You have a dimmer switch, maybe. That would be helpful. Let's see. Because I haven't figured out real lighting for the kitchen. I mean, I have these small lights, which work really nice. Do we need like another one here to balance out? But I like to also put, I really like, I'm not sure how you pronounce it, Dilacerant, I guess. These ceiling lamps, these work really nice. I like these a lot. The triple ceiling light works well as well. This little bowl of chandelier would probably look pretty nice in this area. That might be a possibility. Could do one of these, which also, again, you can end up with really bright stuff. That might be a little too much pattern. I mean, could do the solar chandelier. Again, it's another one that kind of casts the weird shadows. This would look pretty nice. Oh my goodness. All right, hold on. Sorry about that. My phone decides. I think it's a spam call. I'm not answering it. Yeah, sorry about that. Yes, for those who are wondering, that was the Doctor Who theme. That's my ringtone. Okay. Back to what I was doing now that I've had the bejeebies scared out of me. So in terms of, we've got that in the living room. This ball chandelier, I mean, it just has a funny name. You just can't get around that. Oh my goodness. Let's see. That's not too bad. I haven't actually used this one that much. So that is kind of interesting to use here. Trying to get these centered is crazy. You get it one way, you can't get it another way. It's too far to the left, it's too far to the right, it's too far close to the window. It's not centered over the table. I mean, doing this the wrong way, but because you can't pull back far enough to actually see where you are. See, I try to center it like with the window as well. And then, well, that actually is kind of close, but I think it's not really lined up with the table, is it? Maybe over this way? It's probably too far. Yep. And now we see why this takes so long to do. But I kind of like this light over the table. It's round and the table is round, and I kind of like that. I think that would be... Let's go see what it looks like over here. It's still off. One of these days I'm gonna get it actually kind of, you know, centered with everything. And it depends on where you are, because like here it looks like it's wrong. There it looks like, you know, it looks different depending on where you stand. And the light lights up so much on the ceiling that it's very hard to actually tell where you are. I think that's pretty good. Yeah, what do you think? I think that works. I think that works pretty well. This looks like it's off still. Move it 2 notches that way. Is it centered with the table? It just feels like it's not. Because I'm looking, see, like if I look straight down on the table, it looks different. Maybe this is nitpicky, but you know, if it were your house, you'd want it right, you know? It still feels like it's... Stop moving. Don't want you to move the wrong way. Nah. Just 1 notch. That's all I want. 1 notch that way. Doesn't it look like it's too far close to the window? But I think it's not. No, because see, okay. Let's call that good, shall we? Let's just call that good. All right. Okay. So in this kitchen, we also need some lighting. Because otherwise I'm just looking at wall colors and they're not going to look like what they actually look like. So I'm kind of thinking, I haven't used these in a while. I want the lampshade in white steel. Looks rather nice. I want them in black. See, now that looks like black and that looks like steel, and I think they have them reversed. But white steel would look pretty nice. Look at that. See that? It's pretty neat. And that can create... See, now we've taken up the space where... Oh, that's really super bright now. Probably just move these guys somewhere. Because I don't think we need these. See that? Now visually fills that space where we could have cabinets and things, but again, I don't want too many high cabinets because, yeah, look at that. I think that works nicely. I think it needs to shift 1 notch. No, come here. 1. Let's see how that is. Yes. Yep, I think that's it. I think that works beautifully. Do we want another one over here? Or even potentially over here, but like over... But I think over here, perhaps. Well, I can always move it. She'll have a nice, well-lit kitchen. That's why I really love these little lights, because in real life you couldn't move them like this, but since we can, heck yeah, let's do it. So now she has a really nice, bright kitchen. May want to move this, I don't know. Like, would I rather have this over here? Like, over... Like over the eating area? That's kind of neat. Let's just stick that back over there. Kind of mirrors on the other side of the kitchen. That's kind of cool. Again, I wish we could have these things, like have something that we could hang from these lintel walls. That would be really nice. That's kind of cool, because that way you get a little bit of it, but not too much. I think I leave that like that. I think this kitchen is shaping up pretty nicely. It may still undergo some changes, but this is the fun of doing this. This is the fun of the game is, you know, just playing with things and saying, yeah, that works, or nah, that doesn't work so hot. Like, I don't know if I want another one, or do I want one over here, or is that going to be way much? You know, I may just fill in with other things. Because I don't like to leave too many gaps in the wall. I think I'll probably put some shelving in here, put some cookbooks and things accessible for her. So, shelf. And could do these in the seat. Put some nice little you gonna work there? Yeah. Oops. Where are we? Come on. There we go. Yeah. And then cookbooks. Apparently in some foreign language, but maybe she knows how to read foreign language like that. I don't know. Are they even gonna fit on the shelf? Yep, I think they will. Oh, that's a little cockeyed, but well, I don't want them sticking off. Come on. Sure. Yeah. But there are also the other cookbooks like these. And the smoothies book. And quick, easy, delicious. I'm gonna decorate her kitchen just a little bit. This way I think she can get to those. So that's pretty neat, I think. Let's just add to my little collection out here. You should have seen the collection I had for the Eclectic Hotel. Oh my goodness, I bought practically every paint in the store. Some that I used, some that I did not. It was pretty wild. Come on, there we go. Just keep them out of my way. They're there if I want to go back and use them again. All right, so that's a pretty neat look, I think, when you come in the door. I think this is starting to look pretty nice. Again, this door over here, maybe not. I don't know what I'm going to do with that. That would be kind of neat, though, I think, to have a... I may or may not use this. I think this would be kind of cool to have these sliding doors, which they don't actually slide, for the art studio. I think that would be neat. So, I'm going to end this recording. We've made more progress. I think it's looking pretty darn nice. And I'll see you guys in the next one, where I think I'm going to, I never know what I'm actually going to work on, because sometimes I go, I'm going to work on this, and then I just hit a sort of wall, so to speak. Haha, no pun intended. And then I just have to go do something else. Like I started the bedroom, and right now the bedroom is not really giving me ideas, so I came in here to tweak some of this. Sometimes I end up finishing an entire room, and the rest of the house is still completely trashed. Well, not trashed, but like the walls are, you know, water stained or whatever in the flood house and stuff like that. So I'm going to end this one, and I'll see you guys on the next video. And I'm going to try to see where this house goes next. That's all I can say now.